I've not done a video for a little while because I've actually been very busy reading for you guys and for myself, obviously. Reading a lot and thinking a lot about all of the things that I've been sort of reading and accumulating and trying on myself. So I mentioned a few things, I think in the past, but on other videos with my friend nutritionist Angela, about my attempt at low carb, no, at low calorie diets, trying to lose weight, trying to keep my weight under control, and as most women and men, many men, we want to do. But also, my concentration was to try. Also, my focus was to try as well to keep my levels of energy up, to not feel bloated, to not swell up, etc. And I found that when I was going low calorie, yes, I was losing weight, obviously, because I was in great calorie deficit, and my body was just trying by any means possible to continue to survive with what the little I was giving it. But unfortunately, yes, I did lose weight, but unfortunately, I fell very bloated at the end, and I had not lost my midriff spare tire, which is quite normal to have anyway at my age, above 50, with the hormone changes, etc. But I didn't really look very. It didn't feel like it was really the right approach. So I switched slowly, gradually, obviously not overnight, because you've got to readapt your body to another way of eating. Slowly went into back into eating sort of normal level of calories, and then switching to potentially a high calorie level of amount of food, but focusing on having just fats, some protein, and very low carbs. And that has made me feel so much better. Having said that, you don't have to eat a lot of meat. You don't have to eat any meat at all. You can be vegetarian. You can even indeed be vegan in that approach, which some of you may know. It's called the keto approach, ketogenic. You don't have to go as far as going so low carb that you go into a ketogenic state, which is a particular term that you can Google to understand. I don't want to make these videos very technical and very long. It's just my aim is to expose you to different approaches and tell you about what I'm going through and my experience. But the main benefit I found with this approach is that all my cravings have gone. So I love my chocolates. I love chocolate bars. I love cakes. I have a condition called celiac disease, so I cannot eat gluten. I've had that since childhood, since I was born, basically. So I'm used to it now. I've had phases where I could eat wheat, but I realized actually I was not digesting it very well. So I've just stopped completely, and it's made me feel really much better. I found ways of replacing the occasional need for a rice type of food. Certain dishes, obviously go better with rice, or go better with something that looks like noodles or spaghetti or pasta. But I don't really have to have, because I'm quite happy to have some fried chicken or boiled chicken or cooked chicken with a big bowl of salad, a bit like a Caesar salad kind of thing. I love eggs, I love, so I'm not vegetarian or vegan or anything. However, I am trying to reduce the amount of animal protein I eat, or at least meat sourced protein I eat, just because the quality of the meat that we get here really at the moment in our countries is really not great. It's intensively farmed. It's pumped with all sorts of things. It's fed the wrong type of food that seeps through the animal, the muscles, which is what we eat. I'm not entirely successful at reducing my amount of meat because I do love it. Anyway, I don't want to digress too much on that. Look it up, keto, the keto approach. Again, I really don't like to use the word diet because I'm not looking at something I will do just for a few weeks and forget about it once I've reached the sort of level of weight or figure that I want to have. No, I'm really looking for something long term that I can do sustainably and which is generally healthier for me. So personally, I've found that this works well for me. So I do eat a lot of fat, cream, cheese, butter, good wholesome type of oils like organic olive oil, which I don't cook, I only use it cold, coconut oil, etc. So as I said, some protein from animal sources, but there's lots of ways of having protein from vegetable sources. And also, I use an app called my Carb Manager, and it gives you all your macros. Macros are proteins, your carbs, your fat, and carbohydrates, basically, the long term. It helps you to realize how much you're eating and what you're eating. And I've realized that actually I was eating far too much protein. You only need 0.8 gram per kilo. So work it out in pounds, but per kilo, you only need 0.8 or per kilo of weight. So for me, it's about 46, 47 grams per day, which is not a lot. And it's easily achieved because protein are really to make you build your muscles, and you really need them possibly when you grow up. If you do weightlifting, and you need to to build up your muscles, but for the usual daily lives and for a basic sustained level of extra exercise, you don't need a huge amount. Too much protein causes inflammation in the body because it feeds the growth cells, and a lot of time we don't need to feed growth cells. We just need the old cells, damaged cells, to be eaten by healthy cells. That's the best thing for your body. So there's a couple of books that I've read and I'm reading. Actually, I've not finished, but it's just fascinating, and I wanted to share them with you. So one of them is called, I will put the links under the video. One of them is called The Switch by let me just get to the details. So The Switch is by James Clement. The subtitle is Lose Weight, Reverse Chronic Conditions, Live Healthier Longer. That's a really good start. So I'm just going to read you the description, which you can find on Amazon. Within each of us is an ancient mechanism that eliminates toxic materials, initiates fat burning, and protects cells against stress. It's called autophagy. And when it's turned on, the complex operation can not only slow down the aging process, but can optimize biological function as a whole, helping to stave off all manner of disease, from diabetes to dementia, and affording us the healthy lifespan we never thought possible. So how can we activate this switch through diet? How frequently should we fast, and for how long? Must we abstain from all foods or just specific macronutrients? What's the sweet spot between intermittent fasting, protein restriction, and ketogenic eating? Backed by a wealth of data and with a practical program anyone can follow for lasting results, The Switch not only decodes the science of autophagy, but also teaches you how to control it and benefit from its profound impact. So this is where I learned all about how healthy cells eat damaged cells, how too much protein will stop that process, as well as too many calories, too many carbs. So this is something for you to explore a little bit more to try and understand how it works. And I found that, as I said, I do feel a lot healthier, lighter. cravings have gone. And this is what leads me to the Ramadan mentality, where I feel that for the first time probably ever, I've been fasting now for since January 1997, so 24 years, 24 Ramadans. And I have always worried about Ramadan. How am I going to do? And I'm going to be hungry, and this year for the first time, I'm like going to feel like I can really ease into it fairly comfortably, because by having removed my carbs, my body's need and cravings for carbohydrates, for sugar, for sweet stuff, for pasta, for bread, for all these things, I am able to also now delay my breakfast. I really don't feel hungry before 10, something like that. And then I eat a good amount of food. In calorie terms, I eat quite a lot of calories, because obviously butter has got a lot of calories, things like that. But in terms of quantity of food, it's not a lot. And I am satiated easily. I don't snack. I really have my 3 determined meals, defined meals in the day, sometimes just 2, and sometimes just 1 if I'm doing intermittent fasting and I'm pushing as far as I can, maybe until beginning of afternoon, or even once I did a 23-hour fast with water. So I feel really confident, and I'm really happy. I wanted to share that with you, because I know a lot of you out there, you are really worried about Ramadan, because it's your body basically telling you, that's going to be tough, because I'm just so used to having all these cakes and biscuits. And even if you eat healthily, if you have too much pasta and bread, even if it's like brown bread and seeded bread, whatever, you know what I mean? It's like it's the amount of carbs that is making the body struggle with not eating for long periods of time, because it's just used to having that constant intake of food. The second book that I would like to just mention, because the clock is ticking, and I really want these little videos to remain short. The second one is called The Energy Plan. Eat smart, feel strong, perform at your peak. And that's written by James Collins. James Collins is a world-leading sports nutritionist. And he wrote this book. He's a world-leading sports nutritionist. James Collins shapes the eating habits of Olympic athletes and Premier League footballers, so they are on peak form when it counts. After a decade of working with the likes of Arsenal FC, England Football and Team GB, now he's distilling his elite sports success into simple food principles that any of us can follow to feel at our best in our daily lives. Peak performance is all about energy and how to eat and exercise right for your body and your routine. By following the energy plan, you will learn how to fuel your body for your life, power through the 4 p.m. slump, get the best out of your day if you're working from home, and resist the junk foods that drag you down. Instead, you will naturally choose foods that leave you bursting with energy for work and play, and allow you to fully recharge afterwards. You'll feel more productive, sleep well, lose unwanted weight, and avoid illnesses. Forget fasting and low-carb diets. The energy plan is a whole new mindset that will forever change your relationship with food, exercise, and your body, giving you a winning edge in everything that you do. But the thing is, what he explained, James Collins, I have listened to him on various podcasts. He said that what his aim is to really put out something that anybody can apply to their lives, as they say, your life. It really is. If you're a vegan, he's got something for you. If you're a meat eater, he's got something for you. If you're someone who is pushing yourself, you're new to running and you need more energy, or you've decided to run for a marathon because that's the decision you've made, that's going to be the goal of this year, or whatever it is. Even if you're just a mom at home and you just energy for your children, he'll have a plan for you. So again, it's very open. Okay, he says forget about intermittent fast, everything. I do believe that intermittent fasting and pushing your body to really eat more of those excesses cells that are causing inflammation, is really something very important. And we know, those of us Muslim watching this, we know from the Sunnah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, peace be upon him, that fasting and having periods of rest for your body is really, really important. So, but we do that really at night. At least if we sleep for 8 hours and don't eat for 8 hours, we do that for 8 hours, but we can push that to maybe 10, 12, 13, 16 fairly easily by stopping eating earlier in the evening and delaying our breakfast. So it's fairly easy-ish to do if you eat the right types of food, which don't give you cravings all the time, and stop your mind, freeze your mind from thinking about food. So I hope you find this interesting. I will put a video down here. Please don't hesitate to send me messages, ask me questions. I'm really not interested in spam and other suggestions that are totally inappropriate. Thank you very much. Right? Good luck, best wishes, and best dua for everyone on your journey to health and to good energy.